Shadiversity.
Greetings, I'm Shad, and welcome to my gameplay, kind of first play. So I'll be doing a bit of a review, bit of a first play, first impressions of the gameplay of Mordhau, which has just been released in alpha. I've already done a review on the weapons and armor, or the options that you have to pick for your loadout of your characters. So that video is already up. Please go take a look if you are interested in my thoughts. So it was a bit of a hard pick for me to choose what type of weapon I want to use for my first attempt in going into Mordhau, because I'm conflicted if I was being purely true to a historical setting, and I'm wearing full armor going into battle, okay, and I'm expecting to fight other guys in full armor. I would definitely use a weapon that can take out people in armor, so that would be poleaxe or halberd, something really heavy hitting. But then there's the side of me that I love swords so much, and so swords are not the best pick for fighting people in armor, especially if they're wearing the level of armor that you see the loadout I've given my own character. Swords would just, look at his arm and head to toe. Do you see any exposed skin? Like, the only thing is the eyes, right? So, gee, apart from getting in the gaps in the armpits and stuff like that, a sword would have a lot of trouble trying to take out someone in such heavy armor. You would have to switch it upside down and use the pummel and the crossguard and stuff. Just makes it awkward. So yes, pole arm all the way. But this is a video game, and I love the rule of cool, and so I love swords so much it makes me really want to do a sword. And so I've decided I'll pick the battlefield sword, which is the great sword, and they call it the Zweihander here, which I mentioned in my last video is not perfectly accurate, because there are other types of swords of equivalent size that weren't called Zweihander, like the Montante. And that sword is beastie enough to be able to better combat people in armor, though great swords are not the perfect pick for people fighting in armor. It's a battlefield weapon more to fight the regular foot soldier, the less armored kind of combatant. There's been debate whether great swords are good against pike formations, but anyway, so I'm going with the great sword. And again, it is not the great sword as is marked great sword on the game loadout. They call it the Zweihander. So right now, I don't know anything about how to play this game. I don't know what the controls are. I haven't done anything before, so I'm probably going to die very quickly, but you'll learn by throwing yourself into the deep end. So, quick joy, let's just go see what happens. I didn't see any tutorial there, which probably would have been helpful just to get an idea of the type of weapons. So I pity anyone who is on my side to begin with. Join the match. Sure. To confirm. Okay. So there's my sword. Can I go third person? Hey, someone's serious? Alright. Someone's hit me from behind already. Oh my goodness. Serious. I was trying to figure out the buttons, guys. It seemed like you can fight in third person, but I was stuck in first person. Alright, who cares? So is this run? Is he even on my team? How can you tell friend from foe here, or is it's deathmatch? So I'm assuming you fight everyone. So there's block, or a block. And there's attack. Gee, that was a slow attack. Gosh. Alright, so clear. The attack is so slow on this. Oh, boom! Take that! Oh! Ooh. He got me. Okay, so... Gee, the attack is so slow. But in terms of controls, already I figured out that's block and attack. 2 buttons. Hello. See, it seems like whoever has a fast weapon has a way too much of a advantage. See, gosh. Gonna have to figure out this timing thing. So I wonder, this is interesting, because a lot of these guys playing this are probably into the sword enthusiast community stuff. I wonder if anyone can recognize my name, because my Steam name is Shadiversity. Hello. Oh, well played, sir. Well played. Oh, gosh. Alrighty, so I'll keep dying miserably, figuring out, because clearly there's a lot of timing, but my goodness, I might have to switch weapons to something faster, but that's the thing. If you had a smaller weapon, in real life, you would not be able to, get through my armor if it was real, right? Ooh, gosh. Gosh, the attack is so slow. Oh, so you can't hold block. You have to time the block. You gotta press the block just as the attack is incoming. Okay. So, oh, I'm up here. What the heck? Did I just drop my weapon? How do I pick up my weapon? Oh, okay. So, yes, I came in last. All right, guys. I'll have to keep practicing here. So a couple of things that I want to find out. One is the third person, first person. I really want to see if I can do third person. So we'll try and find out. No, I don't want to join the deathmatch. It looks like to figure out some of these controls, I need to go to controls. Down, spectator, strike. Yep. Cycle camera. None, but it's P on... Okay, so cycle camera is P on the keyboard. I'll remember that. So, it looks like I need to... I need a fast weapon and a slow weapon, even though in reality, these faster weapons have a lot of difficulty going up against a fully armored guy with a great sword. My goodness. But the great sword, combat is unrealistically slow, and of course completely unhistorical, because they were doing just wide swings. There was only wide swings. I'll get to reviewing the actual historical authenticity of the animations, the combat moves that these guys are doing, but I'll still give it a go of playing. Alright, quick join. Let's go die again. Hey, join the match? Sure, sounds good. Oh, I didn't pick my secondary weapon. Oh well. Spawn! Okay, P. There we go. Much better. Gosh, I'm moving slow for gee, the movement feels... Oh, that's a kick. Hello. See, gee, I feel like... Oh. Alright. Okay, I was mistiming my blocks massively then. Alright. See, okay. Oh, what the heck? Okay. That was kick. What was sprint? There was a... Okay, so there's a thrust. Alright. Ooh! Oh, block! Oh! First kill! First kill! Ha! Okay. So now that's the thrust. Okay. All right. The backstab. Gee, if you ever play LARP, this is so common right here. Backstabbing. Blocking. And I'm dead. You did a bit of a flourish there. Was that a flourish? Okay, let's get back into this. So, alright, you're not dead, Lars. I got one kill that time. Okay, the combat is very intuitive. It didn't take too much figuring out. In fact, I find the combat easier to do than, say, Chivalry. I tried Chivalry at one point. I found the combat a bit too wonky to get into right away. And it's obviously very much timing-based. So, ooh, okay, so... See, gee, the distance timing is really weird, and... I tried to block, and... they both turned around and killed me. I was trying to be a troll and backstab, and they were like, no, we'll just team up on you. This is our duel. Maybe they don't like... Alright, this... I challenge thee to a duel. Okay, so... Yeah, you've got what looks to... Oh, block! Oh, block. Touché, sir. This was a very... Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. See, now my timing is off. I lost all the timing on the blocks then. Duel! We shall fight! Wait, you're just standing here. You're waiting for me? I'm waiting for you. Do something! Because clearly... And he just left me. He probably thought I was... Oh, in the back! I killed him for you, buddy. Ooh. Oh, gee. See, his attack speed was so different to the other guys I was fighting then, made trying to time those blocks a lot harder, because I was expecting him to hit slower, but no, he had a faster weapon. So if you hold on, attack, no. Oh, that was like... Gee, this guy doesn't know how to do a proper sword strike. You seeing this? I'll do it. That is the most wonky sword strike ever, and with a great sword, no doubt. That's not how you do it. You were just standing there. I'm going to run at you and kill you. One strike. That's what you get for standing there, buddy. This is a battlefield, sir. Are you here to fight? Or just look at the scenery? Alright, yes. Fight me! So, how are they doing the flourishes? Am I missing something? So, is it a double tap? Is it a button? What was that? Oh, half sorting. Okay. So, half sorting. A little bit faster. So, they're doing a salute. How are they doing the salute? Okay. Are they expecting me to salute back? Say, yes, I accept your challenge. So you see now, Speedy. He's using a fast weapon. I can move forward back too. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Come in. Oh, block! Oh no! See, I was trying to block. Gee, the telegraphing in this game is huge, but it's obviously there for a reason. But the thing that I'm having trouble with is that it's trying to get a handle on these weapon speeds. Maybe I'm just making excuses. All right. Yeah. Oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's like almost a 1 second delay to block after you press the block. So you see him coming in, and if you're not a second ahead of time... Oh, sorry, wrong... See? So, if you see the attack, but it might take a second, sometimes a second even, or a second and a half for the attack to land, and you've got to see it and press the block like a second, or maybe it's half a second, but because it's not instant, I'll press block, and it doesn't do it, it's instant. See, I blocked them. And then there, see, I'll block. See me, I'll just practice blocking. And then, but see, the thing is, even if I block, usually in fighting games, when you do a successful block, that gives you enough time to do an attack that they can't block in return. But you block, right, and you try and attack after, maybe I should do a kick, block and kick. I'll give that a go. Hey, you. That's right. Alright, block and kick. Oh no, what's the kick button again? I forgot. I love kicking again that guy. He was like, who hit me? Then death. Oh gee, I know what it feels like, buddy. I know what it feels like. Okay, so can you charge? So what was the kick button? I got flustered. Alright, that was switching. There's that. That was that. What's the kick again? That's the jump. That's the switch. That's the... Pick up my... Alright. Okay, that's right. It was the second joypad thing, so... Hey, you. Fight me! Oh. No. They're obviously signaling me. How do I signal? I need to go back to the controls. They're bowing even. Wow, that's respectful, sir. Alright. So you see, I obviously didn't return his thing, so... There might not be a button on the joypad for the respectful salute. I should see. Look, they're doing a respectful salute. Oh, it's you! You're the fast guy! See, this guy, you gotta watch out for him, I reckon. So, I'm gonna... See, he's waiting for you to attack, you see. ducked it? He ducked my sword strike? Oh! Oh! Oh, if I beat this guy, he's like, oh, I spoke too soon. Ah. Ah, I kicked when I shouldn't have kicked. Ooh. Hold on, sorry. Oh, one shot! One shot, but he was already probably low from his last fight. Okay, so, oi, you're standing by yourself. Do you look like you need a friend? Oh, back to it. Is he gonna jump off? See ya! Alrighty. You want to fight, sir? I don't know how to do that. I was in the... Oh. Okay, so... Can you do a jump attack? Nope. See, usually Ooh! Okay, can you... Was I like... I was aiming low there. Oh! Ah, see? So I blocked too early, then he hit me. So obviously the timing side of this combat is complex enough that it's hard to master. Easy to get the hang of and then hard to master. And that is kind of what you want. So... Hello. Oh! I think that was my first proper fair kill of the game. Okay. This is not fainting. I'm pressing the button and it should be fainting. Oh! Block and then... Oh! Block and then hit back. Oh, he got me. Ah. Oh, come on, I was doing so well! There's my corpse. And I can pick up my sword. Oh. Hey! What you doing, mate? What you doing? Hey, he was my guy. Oh, booyah, baby! Oh, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Who's next? So, the button that says right shoulder to faint is not fainting. Do they have the fainting? You, who are you? Alright, yeah, wait, let's fight. Let's do this. Alright, come on. Did he faint? It looked like he fainted then. Ah! That... What if you hold it? Gosh. See, he went to... It looked like he went to attack, like, twice then. It looked like he went to attack and then it stopped the attack and then did another attack, which threw off my timing for the blocks completely, and he just trashed me. How was he doing that? Like, was that the feint maneuver that I can't figure out? Oh, there we go. I just figured out how the feint works. Okay, so what you do, there is such a huge telegraph for each attack and such a delay that if you go to attack and you press the feint, it cancels the attack before you execute it. So ready? I'll go to attack. And no, I won't. So now I know how that works. Okay. Now I'm pressing fate instead of block. Oh, boom! On such low health as well. Oh, this is bringing back memories of trying out a game for the first time. Like when I started playing Dota for the first time. Just gotta get used to dying. Lots. Oh, there we go. Timed that one all right.
Now, if you've been paying attention, you will have noticed that the concept of armor in this game, in terms of how the strikes represented when you're actually connecting with your opponent, armor seems to not exist. Blood is flying off. It's like they're literally wearing nothing. And in reality, because so many of these guys I've been fighting are fully armored, the strikes would just be bouncing off. And I would love to see that implemented in a game. It doesn't seem to be implemented here, and you can have it affect kind of health, like it could be, affect your stamina or your ability to resist, and so you could have an armor rating that the hits that you take in armor bounce off, but it reduces a stamina, and yet when the stamina goes low, it kind of means the next hit will be a death blow. So the next hit that will land will be an automatic death blow, and then they can show you an animation of blood, the blade going in between the gaps, striking right in the neck or something like that. And so that's a really simple way of how proper historical armor could be implemented in a realistic way in a video game.
Alright, so I've managed to find myself in an empty game. I just did quick join, and it's supposed to be team deathmatch, but no one else is appearing. So it's a good opportunity to take a review of some of the historical swordsmanship, see how realistic it is. Now, what I find interesting is all the characters basically have the exact same stance, depending on what weapon they're using. If they're using a two-hand weapon, that's basically it. But no real sophisticated historical stances, no ox, no plow. This one is, it might be a bit of a plow, but the foot, it's just standing up. It's not in a proper, forward-facing stance or anything like that. And then the strikes, that's an ugly sword strike. So, in terms of the animation, not historical one bit. And the blocking is, there's better defensive stances, that's for sure. So it seems like striking is directed by this. So if I angle the camera this way while I strike, it's that. So I hit from the left, and if I angle it this way, I will hit from the right. And if I'm angling it down, I strike downwards up, and if I'm angling it up, I strike down. Okay, so that's the kind of how you handle the direction of the striking. And it seems like if you put a strike on the opposite side of their guard, and so I'm wondering if blocking is handled. So if I'm moving this way, I'll block. That's a side block. And if I'm moving this way, I'll block on the other side. Okay. And I've just figured that out after dying heaps. Alright, but that's actually quite intriguing. I like that. That adds a very high level of sophistication to the fighting without really adding any extra buttons. It's just whatever way you're kind of moving. So if I want to do a big downward strike, I move up. If I want to do a downward strike moving up, I'll go down like that. But that's tricky. So if I start it that way and then okay, so that's like triggering. So if I move this way, I can then move that way with the strike. If I'm moving this way, I can reverse it and go all the way that way. That's interesting. So that actually add a lot of sophistication to the combat. So easy to learn, hard to master. I think they've got that, and that's probably what all the guys I was fighting understood, which I did not understand. But that's what they really needed. They needed an area like this that you could go into and just fiddle around with the buttons to figure out what the combat was. The only way that I could really go into the game, as far as I knew, I didn't see any tutorial, I didn't see any practice area. I just go into a match. I went into a match and got slaughtered. My goodness. So yeah, if they just had something like this, practice arena, guys, let it a practice arena and just figure out. I didn't even know there was directional combat until I was in a quiet place and I could practice and just test out what the buttons did. But in terms of the actual animations as well, like, you know, this type of strike and this type of strike, my goodness, no. And the worst thing about it, like, obviously they've made it so every strike is telegraphed as much as possible for game mechanics, so you can see what the, opponent is about to do and you can block. But in real life, if you were telegraphing this much for every attack, oh, this is like total noob level swordsmanship. Horrendous. So, not realistic, sword fighting in a historical sense. No real stances, no historically accurate attacks either. But in terms of gameplay, it's obviously structured around that. It's all structured around the gameplay. And in terms of the gameplay, easy to get our hand on, very difficult to master, which is exactly what you want to go for. So I certainly give them points for that. And this is my main conclusion, and really the best thing I can say about Mordhau is that it leaves me wanting to try again. Every time I lose, which is a lot, I always feel like maybe I could have won. If I just kept trying, if I did this right, and I could easily see what I was doing wrong. And if you can see what you're doing wrong, you know what to try and improve upon and try again. So every time I lost, I was wanting to give it another go. And that's a winning combination. In fact, that's what really got me hooked with Dota. Even though you die so much when you start out with Dota, you want to try it again, and you want to try it again. So that means the combat is enjoyable, and it's engaging, it's drawing me in. That's exactly what you want. But in terms of replayability, is there enough to keep me coming back? Because right now it's just PvP, just melee. Okay, and perhaps that will show some more, game styles. There was obviously a team deathmatch that wasn't really working when I was giving it a go. I'm not sure if they're considering doing a story-based campaign of some kind, or if it's just going to be full-on PvP and that's it. But there needs to be some sense of achievement, and I haven't really said I looked hard enough to see, look for that, a sense of achievement, if there's a leaderboard, a scoreboard, or if you can win a type of currency. But you're given all the armor options off the bat. I wonder if they'll have more additional armor options that you can unlock if you continue on the game. But I do think there needs to be some sense of progression to it, some type of achievement, and so maybe they'll have a player score based on how many wins and kills that you get. But again, this is alpha, there's probably a lot more to come. But there you go, this has been my first impressions of Mordhau, and look, I'm actually impressed. I think it's better than Chivalry. I tried Chivalry. I was easy to get a hold of the combat, and it was easy, even with the most basic, I just went in there, had a go, tried to figure out some of the controls. I was able to pick up enough right away to try and figure out, all right, it's this, let me try and do this, let me try and do this, let me try and do that, which was brilliant, and I wasn't able to do that with Chivalry. So a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope to see you again, and until that time, farewell.